There's a new NPC coming to Farming Sim along with the Highlands Fishing DLC. We're going to take a look right now and we're going to learn a bit about him. There's a fishy new guy joining the crowd in Kinlake. His name is Alisdair. That's a Gaelic name more or less pronounced just like Alisdair and other variants of this name. You might have heard him already in our recent Kinlake trailer. We'll introduce him in this preview and at least answer some questions. Meet Alisdair. Harbour master, fisherman, ruggedly handsome, apparently. Guess where you can find the guy? Right at the harbour of Kinlake, always near water, which is what brought him to this place on a stormy night when the lighthouse took a break from shining. One of the shipwrecks at the shore of Kinlake might be his, although he forgot which one. Talking about the Great Sea and its mysterious inhabitants. As a former expedition captain, Alisdair has some stories to tell and some information to share. If you always wondered about the depths and the oceans and what might lurk in the cold, dark water, where the only light produced is by alien-looking creatures, ask him. Is Alisdair's voice AI? No. Same as the others, his voice is real. We recorded John Kennard, a talented British voice actor, to provide our fisherman with real flair and personality. Since we started recordings and gave him a key for Farming Simulator 25, he got hooked and spent a couple of 100 hours in the game. You could say he's quite committed too. This is not Highlands accent. Nobody said he's from there, apart from that we had to balance British flair with intelligible dialogue that could be understood even without reading subtitles, since we have a lot of very young players as well. We tested quite a bit, different accents, various intensities, more nautical vocabulary, less nautical vocabulary, more stupid jokes, less stupid jokes, and this is what we ended up with to strike a balance. What can he talk about? He will only share a bit about himself and focus more on the oceans, their differences, inhabitants and importance. Also, he can provide you with some tips on fishing, whether you want to get a rod and relax at the shore or get more serious with aquafarms. Will he be on other maps as well? Alisdair's new home is Kinlake, so he will only be resident at the harbour of our new expansion map. That's where he feels comfortable. That doesn't bode well, because if he's not going to be around to tell you about aquafarms, then does that mean that the aquafarms are only going to be available on Kinlake as well? Which is a big problem, because that means if modders aren't going to be able to mod the aquafarms, then fishing's dead on arrival, in my opinion. Ready to fish? With Highlands Fishing, you can also start bigger, more professional fishing operations, a fish breeding facility, offshore aquafarms, feed production, and boats for transport. Let you set up a new line of business in addition to agriculture, animal husbandry, and forestry. Pre-order now for 10% discount. We'll get the Year 1 Season Pass, which includes the expansion and 3 packs. Highlands Fishing releases on November 4th for PC and consoles. So, it's a new NPC, which is never a bad thing. It's not voiced by AI. And he's got some, interesting tidbits of information to tell you about and things like that, which is always good. It's good to get educational content in there because, like they say, they have a lot of younger audience members. The thing that concerns me is the fact they're not going to put him on other maps. They're not going to put him on Riverbend Springs, which has a harbour and lots of water areas. They're not going to put him on Hooten Pantai, which has water and lots of other areas. This is giving me very much the same vibe as Silverrun Forest when that came out, where a lot of it was limited to Silverrun Forest. That's not ideal. That's not good. That is not a fun way to do it, and again, it makes modders' jobs a lot harder if we can't have things on other maps. Once you've played this map, you're going to be done. Fishing's not going to be done anymore. Yes, you can put your first 2 stages down anywhere, which is good, but not being able to do the entire lot of it is concerning. Now, this is all speculation. This is all going off of the fact that he's not going to be in other maps. But judging the way they've done other DLCs and expansion packs in the past, it really doesn't bode well for me. And we were talking on stream about this earlier. A lot of the DLCs have kind of not hit the spot for me this year. Let me know in those comments down below what you think. Let me know if you feel like they needed another NPC. Let me know if the NPC they've added is good. Let me know if you want to know more about Alisdair and whether they should include that. And I will see you all in the next video. Ciao, ciao.